Welcome back. My next guest works 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, helping people sort out their problems. And his latest book is aimed at helping people deal with anger. But does he ever become angry himself? We'll find out. Please welcome Dr. Albert Ellis. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
There is one phrase that I've got to ask you about, and that is rational effective therapy? Emotive therapy. Yeah. What does that mean?
It means that we teach people how to be rational, but we accept the fact that they are very emotive, so we do it forcefully, vigorously, dramatically, emotively. So it's rational emotive therapy.
Okay, so where does anger come from, though?
Anger comes from us. We think it comes from other people. You make me angry. But actually...
Yeah, we've just met each other, Doctor.
Well, later. But actually, I make me angry about what nutty things you did or said, you see. And you may treat me abominably and really do me in, but then I choose either to make myself angry when I'm foolish and silly, or I make myself sorry and disappointed and frustrated, and I'm determined to try to get you to change unangrily.
Okay. Is anger an emotion, or is it a symptom of something else?
No, it's usually an emotion in its own right, but it may sometimes cover up depression or other feelings.
Yeah. It's not a helpful thing, is it? I'm very lucky. I don't suffer the emotion of anger.
One of the few.
But
even at your children?
Well, I guess sometimes, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
You see. So you do suffer sometimes because you foolishly tell yourself they shouldn't be the way they indubitably are, those so-and-so.
Well, how do you control it then? What do you do?
What you do is you acknowledge what I just said, that I create my anger. You do me in, but I create my anger. And then I say, how did I create it? And the answer is with a should, an ought, a must. You must not do what you indubitably did, and then I see that and get rid of it and go back to I'd like you to act better, but if you don't, you don't. It isn't the end of the world. I can take it and unangrily convince you maybe to act better.
Yeah. Albert, we had on the program last week a young bloke called Ronnie Burns, who's a fine singer, and he was a teenage idol here in Australia. Now he's doing other things very, very successfully. And we talked about primal therapy.
Right.
Now, I would have thought the primal therapy, where you go in and you shout and scream and maybe hit the occasional wall or whatever, that would be trying to rid yourself of anger.
But it doesn't. It does the reverse, because when you're pounding the pillow or pounding something else, what are you telling yourself? He shouldn't be the way he is. So actually you might get rid of your present anger, but you build up the philosophy that angers you, or you anger yourself in the future. So it does much more harm than good, as many psychotherapies do, especially primal therapy.
Terry, as an actor, how do you control anger? Because obviously you work in an area where it's very high pressure,
yes,
and other people can drive you mad.
Yes.
How do you control yours?
Well, my whole approach to show business is one of enjoyment. I like to enjoy what I do. Primarily, I try to look for the enjoyable side of it all the time. When I'm angry, it's very much the last resort. The last resort. I try, and it does affect your performance, there's no doubt about that. And so I avoid being angry as much as possible. Much as possible.
Ron, with the greatest respect of all the people sitting on the couch, I guess if you ask the audience to identify someone with anger, it would be you, because of appearances on television shows and because of this debate which continues to rage. Do you worry about your anger?
No, I think it's healthy. I'm sorry to disagree, but I think anger's healthy. I think if you are angry and you show your anger, then it's out of your system, and 15 minutes later you'll probably feel better. That's why I've found my spot in life by doing a talkback radio show. People are angry with me, I'm angry back at them. We find our common ground, or we don't have common ground. I say, look, you're a dope, get off my program. I vent my anger, I feel good. They mightn't feel so good, but I feel great, and that's all I'm worried about.
Do you mind me enjoying your anger, Ron?
No, share my joy. Share my joy.
Do you really enjoy that
I
anger?
really enjoy letting it hang out. I'm
Aren't
sorry,
you
Doc.
confusing anger with assertion? You assert yourself. You assert your views. You don't hold back. But anger means that you command that your views must prevail. Now, that's what anger is. It's not assertion.
But
It's not displeasure.
I think, Dr. Albert, if you take a spoonful of peanut butter, it'll calm your blood pressure down to a point where you can be sensible about your arguments. Because I always find that hypertension children who go out and start smashing things up, anger is something that a professional fighter should normally have. Because every time you get bopped on the nose, you automatically think, oh, I'm going to go in there and kill him.
Right.
It's the reverse. You try to level your sugar level during a major fight by filling yourself full of carbohydrates, which is not sugar.
And you're serious about that peanut butter, are you?
Absolutely.
We must get a vat
Now,
here.
can I tell you something? In the United
It's
States...
impossible to win an argument with a mouthful of peanut butter.
That's the real theory.
But I must tell you, in the United States, where a lot of children suffer from hypertension because they eat the wrong bloody foods, they're full of sugar, they're full of donuts, you name it, they eat it. A doctor over there, I can't think of her name at the moment, who brought out this idea where if you give your child a spoonful of peanut butter, which drops the sugar level, or rather counteracts the sugar in the body, the hypertension seems to calm down quite considerably. And I think grown-ups, I'm not talking about you, Ron, because yours is a...
He's not grown up yet, eh?
I think you can make yourself angry if you want to be angry, but I think at the same time you could control that by eating the right foods and not filling yourself full of...
Okay, well, perhaps, Doctor, you'd like to talk now about heavyweight boxing. Your book is
Don't
called...
make Joe angry, whatever you do.
Incidentally, when a boxer gets angry or a wrestler, they almost always lose. When they are determined and not angry, then they can think.
Is that true,
straight
Joe?
and win.
True.
Right.
The only person, actually, Doctor, I must contradict you on that, who, in my opinion, is an absolute animal when it comes to being angry, and it's Mike Tyson. I mean, he actually gets angry. So, I mean, at the moment, the only one we would have to disagree with is Mike Tyson, but I think the others, you're quite right. They all have to be very...
He's got nothing to be angry about, are they?
No, with all that brass, eh? Anyway, the book is called Anger. Just shut up a second, will you? Anger, how to live, and with that. And the other book I love by the good doctor is, how's this for a title? How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable About Anything. Yes, anything. That's the book there. Thanks a lot for your time, Albert, and enjoy your stay here in Australia. Thank you. Dr. Albert Ellis, and we're back. Okay. No, come back. You haven't sung your song yet. We'll take this break. We're back with Florence Houghton. Thanks a lot.